guys, it is Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, and I'm back with some free VST plugins to help you with your musical adventures and endeavors. All right, guys, I want to get through this quickly. We got 3 plugins to check out for today. So the free VST plugins for today are as follows. So we have ZL Equalizer 2. ZL Equalizer, of course, is not new, but they just released version 2 with some new sleeker features. They're chasing something, and we can tell what they are chasing. Next up, we have KLYP, and this is from VST Audio. VL Equalizer 2 is from the developer VL Audio. And last up here we have Mesa Lite, and that is from the developer Veno Mode. All right, let me adjust something really quickly. Where is it? Here it is. All right, 1S, save. All right, let's jump ahead and look at these download pages. So for Mesa Lite, you go here. All the info is here, free download. It is available for Mac, Windows, and Linux in the form of Ubuntu. And we have VST, VST3, AU, and AAX versions. Next up for KLYP, we have the Lite version here, and it is available for Mac, Windows, and Linux. You hit the download link, it'll take you here, put 0, and put in your email, follow along, and you'll be able to download it. You'll see the versions available. And for ZLEQ, when you click that download link, it's going to take you to this GitHub page for ZL Audio. And there's a lot of information here, so make sure, check out the info here. The manual is here. That's going to be needed. And we have this section over here. Installation information, changelog. They also have some other plugins here if you want to check them out. But today, our main focus is ZLEQ2. All right, let's jump over to the DAW and check out this arrangement, and then we'll play around with some of these plugins. I'm like a bright light shining in the darkness. I'm like a bright light shining in the darkness. I'm like a bright light shining in the darkness. So let's first look at the ZLEQ. Let's check it out on the 808. So right now I have it bypassed. So this is resizable. If we go in over here, we click on this section right here, double click, it opens up the settings for color, controls, other, and then we have credits here. One thing I noticed is curve thickness. You can adjust that. I didn't like the way it looked by default, So you could definitely play around with these two settings to adjust the curve thickness. And that's just a visual thing. Whenever you make any adjustments in here, make sure you hit this save icon before, and it'll save your changes, and then you hit X to close out. All right, so let's check out the EQ. So this is a dynamic EQ. That's why I like it so much. I use ZL EQ all the time. Definitely as one of my main EQs on a vocal, the first EQ on a vocal. Clean up some of the low end and kind of tame and control the main transient, and then maybe a little bump somewhere with a little bit of control. So let's turn it on. So we have full analyzer here. So they've been updating the controls to be more and more like ProQ. So this is very familiar, where you create a band and then you have that little widget here. Turn it on and off. Switch the curve type, and we have different types here: peak, high shelf. We have a high cut. We have high shelf, low shelf, high shelf. We have the low cut here, or high pass. There is a notch, and then there is a band pass. And this is tilt. So we can get straight up tilt EQ. So that's kind of cool. And of course, we know it has the dynamic EQ option. So let's switch to a bell. And then cool thing about this also is down here, depending on the dB per octave curve, you're gonna get drastically different curve types. So you can kind of get this band shelf type thing like this. So you can get it actually like this if you want to, or you can do more of a smoother curve, traditional band. So you can set that, and then if you want to turn on dynamic EQ, you come in, you hit this icon right here, and now it's dynamic. So you set your range down if you want to do regular dynamic compression. If you want to do more expansion, you put the range up. So you do that by right click and dragging the gain. If you left click and drag the gain, you're gonna get regular volume gain reduction of the band. Right click and drag up or down, you're gonna change the range, dealing with the dynamic EQ. So you can get expansion. And once you have that dialed in, you have all the familiar settings over here with your threshold, attack time, release time, and then we can set our frequency to a different spot. So the frequency that it's reacting to can actually be different. So we have this thing right here, the width of it, basically kind of like a side chain of a different frequency range. And then that would be what the band is attacking, will react to as far as dynamic. Or you can just hit this icon to lock it back so that the band and the frequency range that it's reacting to is locked together. So it's cool that they have that feature there. Of course, there's sidechain where you can actually have the dynamic band react to a sidechained signal from another track, but I don't want to go too deep into that. Watch a video or look it up in the manual, but it can react to sidechain signals from another channel source. One cool thing which they've been introducing in some of the later iterations of version 1 is right here we have this dynamic attack and release mode, and that gives it what they call relative behavior. So if you have it off, it's just going to do the regular reaction to the volume that's hitting it. If you put it to this dynamic mode, it's going to act more relative. And I kind of liken it to program dependent. So it's kind of like that. So program dependent attack and release per band. So definitely interesting to check out. Check out more of the, what's that thing called? The manual, because it gets pretty deep what you can do with that plugin. So moving right along, let's check out these clippers. So I'm gonna highlight this section here and let's bring up KLYP. Now, one thing I gotta say about KLYP is that it is very small. So I'm on a 2K monitor, 2.5K monitor, and it's very tiny. Imagine this on a 4K monitor. And the downside is it's not resizable, which is very weird for a new VST3 plugin. If it is resizable, I can't figure out how to do it. But otherwise, the controls are pretty sleek. I like the interface. So we're gonna turn it on. Let's solo this. Let's turn it on. So the cool thing is you get this interface, nice visual layout that makes controlling your signal and tweaking very intuitive. And then if your source is too quiet, we have pre-gain right here. So we can turn this up to increase the signal, and then you can bring the threshold down. So you can do it from here and pull the threshold down from here, or you can actually just grab the red line right here. But don't grab it over here. I don't think you can grab it from over here. But over here, you can grab it and pull it down. So we're just pulling it down a little bit so I can grab some of those peaks and clip them. And then we can overdo it. And then you can add softness to it. So with the softness, it's gonna kind of smooth out those clips a little bit and just give it a different vibe. So it's a little bit less harsh, but it's still clipping. So that's kind of what that sounds like. Let's pull it back. And you hear the difference here when it's clipping. Let's take out the softness. Bypass. And this is what it sounds like enabled. All right, let's jump to the next one. Let's bypass that. And another clipper, pretty much the similar layout. This one is resizable. So you would come up, where is it? So they have presets here also. So be aware of that. Trying to remember where the resizing was. Yeah, so hit the settings cog, and then down here we have GUI scale. And you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, tiny. But normal is fine on this screen. So let's turn it on and then bring the threshold down. So as you bring the threshold down, you start to see where it's starting to clip. Bring it all the way down. And then they have a softness knob. You can dial in some softness to kind of tame the harshness of the clipping. I'm wondering how these would sound like in a mastering scenario. I guess I'll check them out later, but definitely for creativity to kind of shape and manipulate a sound, dirty the sound up a little bit. Definitely a good tool. So one last thing I want to point out is they have this button here. By the way, wherever you hover, you're going to get a tooltip down here. So with this, it's going to lock the makeup gain with the threshold. So you're going to get gain compensation automatically. So if you want to do that, you do that, and it's going to lock your threshold with your post gain, so that the volume doesn't change. You'll just hear the tone change from the clipping. So it's kind of cool that they gave you that option, gain match option. So definitely check those plugins, guys. Check them out. The link is in the description. It'll take you to that blog page where you can click on the corresponding download links for the plugins. Check them out, add them to your arsenal, see how that works out for you. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for the plugins for today. Definitely check out the link in the description for my video series on PC specs and how it relates to music production. So if you're looking to understand how your PC and its internal parts works along with your DAW to help give you a smooth experience when you are working, when you are creating, that series will help you understand how that all works together. So if you're having issues where your system is having issues with audio lagging, latency, you're getting a lot of clicks, pops, audio cutting in and out, you're getting your system stuttering a lot, you're getting a lot of freezing and crashing, definitely check out that series. It'll help you understand what may be causing the issue and what you might need to do to fix that issue. Also, there is a link in the description for a growing playlist for these videos that I do multiple times a week, presenting you guys with free VST plugins, 100% free VST plugins. So definitely check that out if you're looking for more free VST plugins. I make sure that I bring you guys plugins that are 100% free from the developers. Lastly, I have another growing playlist, a link in the description for another growing playlist for a series that I started this year called 52 Weeks of Reaper, where every week for 52 weeks, I will be releasing a new video focusing on a key feature in Reaper. We're up to, I think, week 46. We're going 52 weeks, so that's for the entire year. The series is almost done. I have about one video left to record, but I had fun putting it together, and you guys have been checking it out and giving me pretty good feedback. and it's been helping. So definitely, for those of you who haven't checked it out, check out that series. It'll help you understand what makes the Reaper DAW so amazing, what makes it such a good tool to use, because it's very feature rich, very stable, and very flexible. So definitely check out that series if you want to find out more about the Reaper DAW, or you're just looking to check out a new DAW and you want to see what that one's all about, what it has to offer, which is a lot. All right, guys, check back later this week as I present you guys with more free VST plugins. But for now, you will see me in the next video.